Welcome to our weekly Forex forecast, and this is for trading for the week of December 7th to the 11th, 2020. Just a quick disclaimer here before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. As usual, we'll start off by taking a look at our calendar here. So looking at our Forex factory this week. Actually, before we dive into the weekly news overall, so what are we seeing? We're seeing an increasing number of coronavirus cases, but it seems the optimism around the vaccine is driving the markets right now. So the markets are essentially looking past what's going is likely to be a tough winter. Everything is looking, or markets are looking past that, and they are looking at what happens once the vaccine gets distributed amongst everyone. So right now, it is in the process. The vaccine companies have applied for emergency approval. One of them got approved in UK, which was one of the first countries to approve the emergency vaccine. And other than that, we also have shutdowns in different countries and now in the US as well. So overall, that's where we are. In terms of the Brexit, we have seen a move back and forth with the British pound. So we are getting close to the deadline for Brexit, and there doesn't seem to be an agreement just yet. So expect more volatility as we get towards the end of the year for our British pound as well. All right, so in terms of the news coming up here, we don't have anything critical here on Monday. We do have the current account numbers here for Japan, and if they come in better than expected, that would be good for Japanese yen. CAD spendings here, so nothing critical on Monday. Tuesday, we have employment numbers out of the Eurozone, revised GDP. Geoeconomic sentiment seems to be coming up here. So this is looking better than what we had the previous one. So if the numbers are in line with expectations, we're likely to see Euro do well. Bank of Canada here on Wednesday. So overnight rate, not expecting it to change. It's quite low at the moment. I don't think Bank of Canada is looking at negative rates. If they express concerns in regards to the economic recovery or the impact of the virus during the winter, that would be negative for Canadian dollar. But if they think that we are okay now that there are some vaccines that will be available fairly soon here, then that would be positive for Canadian dollar. So really, it's their commentary that we'll be paying attention to here. We do have all yellow news here, nothing major till Thursday. We have ECB here. ECB, always important to hear. So there's ECB press conference right after. With ECB, the interest rate is at 0%, so not really expecting much to change there. But again, the commentary will be important, and especially keeping in view that we are heading into Brexit deadline, and we still don't see an agreement here, even though they've been talking about an agreement since we were supposed to see an agreement early November, and we still don't have it a month later here. So that will be the main thing to pay attention to. But in terms of the monetary policy, they're expected to keep the monetary policy stable or more on the loose side, putting more money into the markets as pretty much all other central banks are doing. So the interesting thing to pay, or the important thing to pay to listen for here would be what they think will happen with the Brexit. And going into Friday, again, we have Bank of England's financial stability report, PPI numbers here, consumer expectations, which are likely to be in line with the previous one. So basically, that's it for this week. The main thing to focus on here, again, especially if you're trading the British pound, would be the talks around Brexit. So they have been trying, but expect the market to basically go back and forth. Any positive comment can drive the prices higher for the pound, and any negative comments can drive British pound lower. So watch out for that. All right, so let's go on to the charts right now. We'll start off with euro dollar. Last week we were looking for a move higher, and there we are. Went up a fair bit here, so bias is still bullish. It's back into this area, so I'm expecting it to continue further, potentially all the way into the high here. So we'll take a look. Right now, bullish bias here. We may see a bit of a pullback, and then looking for another move to the upside. So this is looking bullish. First target here is 1.2200, and then further up we are looking at 1.2250. So bullish bias here for euro pound. Sorry, not euro pound, euro dollar. So that's looking bullish. Pound here, pound is looking bullish here as well, but what we see here is it is into resistance, and there will be more volatility around the pound. So this can bounce back and forth. I would be careful with trading British pound this week. Expect more volatility, but it still has the bullishness in it. And a lot of this has to do with the loss of strength or the weakness we have seen in the US dollar. So if that continues, we're likely to see all the dollar crosses go up, including the pound dollar here as well. So I would say bullish bias. First target would be 1.3540 and 1.3600 back into their support resistance level. So bullish bias for pound dollar as well, although with caution here. Aussie dollar here, this one's still pushing higher. It managed to close just above the support resistance level here. So I'm looking for a further move to the upside here. First target is 0.75 and then 0.7620. So bullish bias for Aussie dollar as well. New Zealand dollar here, this one is struggling a bit. So this one's neutral here. We do have a bit of a pin bar, and I will look for a retest of 0.7060. And if it doesn't go through, we could see a drop from there. So this is an important support resistance level. So neutral bias for this one. We'll just have to watch what happens at 0.7060. I'm looking for a retest. If it holds below, looking for a drop towards 0.6950. So neutral for this one. Dollar CAD here, this one's still looking bearish. We have seen a big drop here all the way down into the support level here. So bias is still bearish here. Nice strong candle close. We may get a bit of a pullback into 1.2825 level, and then I will look for a drop. So basically looking for a further move to the downside back into this area. So bearish bias here. In terms of our targets, the first target, so the first target is 1.2720, which is not too far, and then 1.2620. So bearish bias for dollar CAD. Euro pound here, this one's been back and forth here. And this is to be expected because of the volatility around the Brexit stuff here. So neutral bias with this one here as well. This is what we've got, and I'm just basically expecting a range bound move here. So this is neutral as well. It's been trading between 0.9080 and then 0.8860 here. Euro Swiss franc here, this one has also gone back and forth. As we can see, prices into resistance here. We have tweezer top here, so this is looking bearish. What we need to watch out for here is that we need to see a break of the support level. So it hasn't broken through the support level, which is a little concerning. So we do need to see a break and then a continuation here. So right now, neutral to bearish bias. Overall, it has been trading in this range for months now. Since July, it's been stuck in this range. So I'm expecting a move back towards the middle and then the bottom of the range. 1.0660 is the target here. So neutral to bearish bias here for Euro Swiss franc. Pound Swiss franc here, this one has been back and forth. This one has also been trading in a range. If we take a look here, it's been back and forth in this range for months again, since March really. Right now we have a bit of a bearish candle close here, so neutral to bearish here as well. And the reason neutral, because I'm expecting a move in the range. So the first target is a 1.17, so 1.1800 back into this support, yeah, 1.1800. And then we have 1.1720, so neutral to bearish bias for pound Swiss franc. Dollar Swiss franc here, a big drop here. It broke to the downside here. It had been trading in a range for a while. As we can see, it broke down. So now looking for a continuation to the downside here as well. Next target is 0.8820. We may get a bit of a pullback here. So I would expect a pullback towards 0.8950 and then looking for a continuation to 0.8820. So bearish bias for dollar Swiss franc. Yen crosses here. We have seen move back and forth. This one has held the support level and it's been going higher here. So looks bullish at the moment. Next target is a 141. And then we're looking at 141.65, 142.75. So bullish bias here for pound yen, looking for a retest of these higher levels here. Now we do need to watch out for this support resistance level here at 141, because price has really struggled with this area previously. So we could get one of these moves to the downside. For now though, bullish bias 141 and 142.75. Euro yen here, this one is into resistance as well. This is where price has been stuck for quite some time. Now we are right into that resistance. So right now bias is bullish, with caution though, because we are into such a big support resistance level. So if it doesn't go through, as we can see, it's coming all the way from 2018. So if it doesn't go through this one, it can turn around, just like it turned around over here. We had a nice bullish candle close and then price turned. Same thing here. We had a very strong bullish candle close and then it just turned over there. So watch out for that. If it doesn't go through 126.65, 75-ish area, I'd be looking for a move back, because this is the range it's been trading in over the last several months here. Now, once it breaks out though, then there is room to the upside. So 127.50, and then we're looking towards the 129 level. So for now, bullish bias with caution. 127.50 is the first one. And then we're looking at 128.50, so bullish bias for euro yen as well. Pound yen here, this one has been range bound here over the last 3 weeks. It's been stuck in a very, very narrow range, and this week's candle close is completely neutral. So at this point, I am expecting it to just remain in this range here, not really go out of it too much. So neutral bias for this one as well, unless something major changes in the market. Aussie here, Aussie yen looking bullish at the moment. As we can see, it's held above this previous support resistance level now. I'm looking for it to go retest this, the highs here at 78.41. So bullish bias for Aussie yen as well. New Zealand yen, this one is also looking bullish, but we have a bit of a pin bar here. So as we can see, price did try to go through and then it failed. And now we have a we have a pin bar here. I will look for a retest of 73.50. And if it fails, then we are looking for a turnaround here. So New Zealand dollar at the moment, not looking that strong. So neutral bias here. If it holds below 73.50, I'm looking for a drop. But should it manage to go through, then we have a continuation and it could go all the way up there. So for now, bias is neutral. So we'll just have to wait for the price to show us the way. Whichever side it decides to hold on, that's the direction that will take this. So neutral bias for the time being. CAD yen looking very strong. Price is right into this resistance level though. As we can see, we had a nice bullish candle close here, which turned, big bullish candle close, which turned, and now we have another strong bullish candle close here. So I would say bullish bias, but with caution, because it can do the same thing it did previously, which it turned right at the top of this range. So it's at the top of the range now. It's been stuck in this range since May of this year. If it breaks through, then we have this entire candle that can get filled, and we could see price go all the way into 84.50. So right now, bullish bias with caution, though. Next target is 82.20. And if it continues, we are looking at 83.20. So for now, bullish bias. But again, remember, if it holds below 81.50, then we are looking for a move back down towards the middle part and then the bottom of the range. For now, bullish bias. All right, so let's take a look at our commodities here. We'll start off with silver. Silver hasn't really done a whole lot. It's been back in the range, looks bullish at the moment. And so bias here is bullish towards 25.00. And then if it goes through, we're looking at 26.00. But overall, it is still trading in this range. It's been stuck in this range for several months, and it's still there. So bullish bias here for silver. Gold here, gold as well has turned around. I went into the support here and then has pulled back up. Now it's into a strong resistance, so watch out here. If it fails to go through, then we are looking for another leg lower. But once it breaks out to the other side, we are essentially looking for a move back towards 1950. So in this case, the first target would be 1900, second is 1950. The only caution here would be this resistance level, because if it fails at 1850, then we're looking for a leg lower. So market has been back and forth. So it has been so strong over the last little while here. So we could see a turnaround, because that's what it's been doing. It's just been choppy back and forth. Oil here, oil still looking strong here. It's holding the support level above this 43.70 level. This was a range it was trading in for quite some time. It broke through the range, and then it's holding on the other side of the range, which means we are likely to see another leg higher here. So bias is bullish. In terms of our targets, we are looking at 48.70, which is the next one here, and then 51.20. So bias here is actually 51. So bullish bias here for oil. Copper here, copper also holding our support resistance level here. It's gone through the resistance and it's still holding up. So this is looking bullish. Next target is 3.51 and 3.55. So bullish bias for copper as well. Bitcoin, I don't have the weekend numbers here, but seems to be struggling with this major resistance that we had in place since 2017. This was the highest it has reached, and now it's struggling with that level. So we'll have to monitor this on the daily basis. Right now, I would say neutral. All right, the stock market still looking quite strong. It held on to the support level here. It did come back down a bit, but held to the support, so looking bullish. The next target here, I will look for a bit of a pullback here, and then 3750 is the target. So bullish bias for S&P 500. Nasdaq here. Nasdaq also looking bullish. It managed to close right through the resistance here. So bias is bullish here. And in terms of a pullback, we may get a pullback towards 12,400. And then target here is 12,650 and then 12,800. So bullish bias for Nasdaq as well. Dow Jones here, this one also looking bullish. As we can see, price held above the previous support resistance level, and now we have a bullish pin bar here. In this case, we may get a pullback towards 30,000 and then looking at 30,500. So this one is also looking quite bullish. All right, DAX here. DAX has been going sideways here. It's getting stuck into this resistance level that it has struggled with previously. The candle close, we have a pin bar which shows rejection. So I will look for a bit of a pullback, and if it doesn't hold, we may get a move lower. But if it does manage to go through, then we have plenty of room to the upside. Now, we also have ECB this week. If ECB talks about more stimulus, providing more support to the markets, that will be positive for DAX, and we're likely to see price go higher. Now, FTSE here looking quite strong here. It's gone through this resistance level, so still looking bullish. We are looking at this target of 6,600, and beyond that, we are into 6650. So bullish bias here for FTSE as well. And last but not least, we have Nikkei here. Nikkei also tested lower, but we are back here into the resistance going through. It's at all-time highs and doesn't look like it wants to turn around just yet. So bullish bias, next target is 27,000 and then 27,500. So bullish bias for Nikkei as well. So all in all, as we talked about previously, markets are looking beyond just the next few months here, and there's a lot of optimism around the vaccine coming out and basically things returning back to normal when that happens. All right, so that's it for today. You guys have a wonderful trading week, and I'll be back again tomorrow with our daily analysis. Bye for now.